definitely very grateful to receive this from you guys, this recognition. Thank you so much. It's very flattering, of course, but also not just women, but everybody out there who decides to step forward and help out, do all of that without expecting anything in return, because really what you get back from the whole experience is so much more than you've given. When I started the fundraiser, we were like day 2 or day 3 into the first lockdown. So we didn't get a grasp yet of how long this would take and how hard it was going to be for the frontliners. I think I was more concerned about the street vendors or the homeless, mainly because I knew that they make money per day, if they do at all. It really initially started with me being in UP, and I saw that the vendors there and you know, these are guys that I see weekly when I do my Sunday jog in UP, and the joggers cut down by like 90%, and the 10% who were there with me weren't really buying taho or buying the food they were selling. So that kind of left a mark on me. It really bothered me a lot. Like, if they didn't sell anything that day, what were they gonna eat that night? And I'm well aware that most of these people have families as well that depend on them. I won't try to pretend that I can, save the world. I can't. I needed help. So I opened up the fundraiser. At first, it was just friends donating. Then it blew up on the second day. And then I got a call for a big donation. I think people have this, especially during these times that, we're all so dependent on technology. They want things to be instant. So they give their money in. They expect a picture automatically of food being given. I think people get shocked when they realize that you have to put your own money out first, because you don't get the money until months after. So I had to shell out my own money as well. But more than all of that, those are, I think, just technical issues. I think the biggest challenge for me was to get suppliers who weren't trying to make money off of this. It was all good intentions backing this fundraiser. So I was trying to look for people who had that same goal as I did. That was the hardest part for me, because the physical activity I can take, like the actual repacking of the goods and handing it out to the people, that was fine. I really enjoyed that. But my biggest fear was that I couldn't get the right suppliers to give me the best prices so that more people could benefit from the money that we kind of put together. A lot of that touched me. The friends helping out, the friends calling, giving you numbers of people that can, connect you to this guy who has a truck. All of that touched me a lot. But there was one moment, I think the first stop we did in Manila City, just before getting to Manila Bay, we saw so many old people just lying on the ground. They couldn't even sit up anymore because it was so hot. This was like the entry of summer in the Philippines, and they were so hungry, and they just ran at us when the military truck came. A lot of soldiers from the AFP helped out, and at first I think we were all overwhelmed by it. We didn't know what to do. We were just giving out bags and bags without really thinking that, we have a lot of cities to cover pa. When we moved to the next city, the AFP told me that they were gonna implement this system of having the people sit down as soon as we give them bags. And there was one little girl, she's probably like 3 or 4 years old. When she saw us come and bring the food, she just lit up so much. But at the same time, when the military told the people to sit down as soon as they get their food, she just started squatting like right on the spot without even getting her food yet. Like, she couldn't understand what was happening. And more than anything that happened that day, I think I was struck by that innocence of not even knowing that what we were giving out was hopefully going to sustain her for a couple of days. She thought we were playing a game. I've started questioning a lot of things in my life, like even my job, that during this pandemic, I had a lot of questions of how important is my standing in society. It really humbles you. I think actors are so used to being pampered and taken care of, and then this pandemic suddenly wakes you up and says, when the world really comes to a halt, you're nothing. You can't do physical work. You can't, there's so many skills that we don't have. I truly appreciate the Filipino sense of humor this pandemic. If not for that, I feel like I would have gone insane very early on. I love that the Filipinos, no matter how hard life gets, we still find something to enjoy or to cherish. Also, I think my biggest realization is this is too much. Like, we've been pushed so far. I can't compare to what other countries are going through because I know they are probably significantly richer than us or more progressive. But you would think by now we would have a solid plan already. So just, a lot of that. When it's a bad day, I allow myself to write it out. The first week and then first month of the pandemic, people were so happy to be at home, especially people who've been busy their whole career life, I guess. So we were all enjoying it. We were all reading the books that, we had no time to read before. We all took up painting. We all made banana bread. I haven't had a home-cooked meal or like a whole day of eating at home, like 3 meals in a day at home in like the last 10 years. So I was enjoying it so much. And then I think the second month, that's when it hit me na parang, you're gonna be locked in here for a while and you are not practicing your profession. You have no way to practice your profession at the moment. So I think that's when it kind of dawned on me na parang your job is useless at the moment. And then I had so many questions like, should I start, trying to acquire a new skill so that after the pandemic, if something like this happens again, I have a backup plan. Like, I had a lot of that. I also always bring back into my consciousness that there are so many people who have it worse at the moment. I think that's how I would cope. I always put myself in a different perspective. So yeah, on the darker days, I would reach out to, I would make a conscious effort to call a friend, or try to read something uplifting. It's okay to ride out the sadness, but don't wallow in it. I'm happy that in terms of like social help, a lot of people in my industry stood up and really made an effort to help out in whatever way they could. It kind of gave us a purpose as well. These are the times when, you have to figure out how far your influence can play. When something like this happens, like when a pandemic happens, where is your influence now? Or how do you affect society now? Now I see that there are efforts to make unions for actors because there are so many actors who are jobless. I myself am considered jobless. My network closed down. I'm still very lucky that I have my Viva Films family, so I can still be working after this, but not a lot of people are in the same boat as I am. So I hope that union really serves the purpose it wants to. I also hope we get taken seriously, this union. This should have happened a long time ago, not just during this pandemic, but I mean, it's never too late. I'm very hopeful for that union. I had several people call me on different occasions asking this, and it would always be a 2-hour conversation to get them in step by step. So yeah, if you're gonna use Go Get funding like I did, you first need a PayPal account. You have to set a deadline for your initiative. So you have to set a goal, like a week or a month, something like that. When the money comes in, when people start donating, you have to actively link that to your PayPal account and your PayPal account to your bank, your local bank. And yeah, so PayPal releases the money that you got and the money that you transferred to PayPal. The minimum amount of days, I think, is 21 days. So that's the fastest you can get your money back. But if it's a big amount of money, it's up to PayPal to decide. Also, there were no hotlines for PayPal this pandemic, so there's no way to check. You just have to keep on emailing them. Also, Go Get funding gets a glitch once in a while, like it'll stop working for 6 hours. So just be patient with those things. Basically, that's it. Yeah. There is an org that I am very happy to support right now. They're called Can Servants. They're on Twitter. It's basically people who donate their time and hopefully a means of transporting kids to their chemo treatments. I wanted to put up a school bus so we could just pick them up and bring them to their treatments. But because of the pandemic, the treatments also have very different schedules, and like one kid will have it on Monday, another on Tuesday. So also they advised against having one vehicle for all the kids because they are immunocompromised. So it's better to have one kid in one car. Now it's more of looking for volunteers who have cars because there is no public transportation. It's very crucial that these children get to their treatments. We don't want to lose these kids because of something that we could have done. I would understand if it's because of the pandemic, because of COVID-19. something if you get it, I feel like it's something you can't really avoid that much. But for something that's existing, like they know they need chemo treatments and we could help them out, let's help them out. So right now I'm very passionate about that. If you want to help out, you can help out.